morning, everyone. My name is Carla, and you've reached my FlossTube channel, Carla Being Crafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch, but also other crafts that I enjoy, and a little bit of life thrown in. Today is Sunday, November 19th, and it is FlossTube number 216. So I want to say welcome. If this is your first time finding my channel, I hope you like what you see. Want to hit like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Immediately I start talking and you can hear Baggy coming over here and yapping. Every week, right? Every week he does that. If this is not your first time finding my channel, if you are one of my regular subscribers, then thank you so much for coming back and for being a part of my weekly cross stitch community. And I really appreciate you being here. If you are so inclined and want to give a monetary tip, I do have a super thanks button below. I also am on is it PayPal that you can just send a little monetary tip. I used to have Ko-Fi and Buy Me a Coffee and all that stuff, and it just got to be too many things that, you know, I had to keep track of, and it's just a little bit easier to just do the super thanks below here. And again, of course, that isn't anything that is required, but there are people who like to kind of spread the wealth a little bit to channels, especially to help out with like the Zoom costs and shipping costs. Not that I ship very much stuff, but I will be at the end of the year. So yeah, if that is something that you're so inclined to do, then that's the best way to do it. And thank you in advance. It's of course not required, but I do appreciate it so much. So, let's get into stuff. Weather this week, it's gonna be in the 70s here in Southern California. We had a little bit of rain last week, just a little bit. I have the windows open right now because actually I was getting really hot, but with the windows open, there's a nice breeze. It feels really nice. It's pretty kind of windy today. So yeah, we're having typical California weather. I would say we are kind of in fall weather. You know, I think we're only going to hit the 80s, maybe once or twice in the next 10 days. We're sticking to the 70s. We went down to the high 60s once or twice last week. But 70s is pretty much it. I have had allergy issues this week, which, you know, sticky eyes, and oh my god, I look like a gargoyle for a couple days this week because I got sometimes if I'm having allergy issues I get like dry mouth. I probably snore really loud too, but Baggy doesn't complain. So but sometimes when I get that dry mouth, I don't know if this ever happens to you guys, but I'll wake up and my inside of my lip might be irritated or cut from my teeth, from my mouth being so dry. So that happened to me this week, and of course I felt like my lips were like a football. It wasn't that bad as far as visually. I mean, you could see it, but I felt awful for like 2 days. Actually, the second day I could still feel it. It didn't look that bad anymore, but that first day I felt like a monster. And it was uncomfortable too. But yeah, so change of the weather causes, you know, allergies, causes sciatica. I call it sciatica. I don't know if it is. I just know that my knees and my back have been really bad for the last several weeks. So, you know, I struggle through it, and as we all do. As a reminder, next Sunday, I will be having a Stitchy Zoom at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It will be the end of a 4-day weekend for me for, it is Thanksgiving here in the U.S. next Thursday. So I thought that would be a fun way to end the 4-day weekend. Hopefully next weekend I will get a lot of stuff done. I'm planning on having at least a full day or maybe even 2 full days of little gold book work. So hopefully I'll get like a really good chunk done that I can share with you guys. Knock wood, because, you know, best laid plans, but that is kind of what I'm hoping to do next weekend. As far as Thanksgiving itself, I did get invited a couple places, but although I was very, very happy to have been invited, I decided to actually stay home and cook my own little Thanksgiving feast. I have a turkey breast that it's actually supposed to be cooked in a bag. It's a Jenny O, and because I'm using my toaster oven, I was a little bit wary about that, but then I was online researching and I found out I can actually cook my turkey breast in my Instant Pot. So that I'm excited about. So, you know, I'm gonna make the few things that for me are the tastes that I want, because that's the thing with Thanksgiving is there's certain tastes that bring all of the memories, and you can't control that when you're at somebody else's house, or, you know, plus the leftovers. So anyway, so I'm going to make the few things that I want to make for myself. I might even film it. I was thinking about that. We'll see. But, and then I'm going to be online with my family while I don't know if we'll all be eating at the same time because of the 3-hour time difference, but I will be on the Zoom or the FaceTime or something with them during food. So I will be having Thanksgiving dinner with my brother and sister-in-law and the 3 kids. So I'm actually really looking forward to that. And then, you know, having the food that I want and having the 4-day weekend and spending all the time that I want in my jammies and just being comfortable watching movies and stitching and crafting and just all the good stuff for 4 days. Yeah. So yeah, that's about it as far as my preamble. I got a little bit of a late start today. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning because I slept in a little bit, which, you know what, I'm not gonna be mad at myself about that. It was nice to take that extra 45 minutes. I also want to say, I hope that the things that I said last week, I had a couple people who were like, you know, said that they felt better. They didn't want to make me feel bad about feeling obligated about to do stuff for my channel. And please, nobody has ever made me feel obligated except for me. I'm the one who, you know, puts pressure on myself, or whatever. You know, the pressure is probably not even there. Nobody else cares about me. But all I was saying is that I need to basically stop it and just go with the flow a little bit more and, you know, enjoy my crafting for what it is, art and a way to be creative and exercise my creative juices, and that I have to, you know, enjoy my channel for what it is, which is another creative outlet. I'm never going to get famous from it. I'm never going to win any awards. I have my small community that mean the world to me, and that community is very understanding, forgiving, and accepting. And so I have to commend all of you guys for being all of that, and for letting me be the mess that I sometimes am, and letting me be the creative that I sometimes am. So anyway, let's get into the projects that I stitched on this week. I think I actually got quite a bit done this week on some projects, and there's a few things in here you probably haven't seen for a while, and I just, you know, had a whim, so I pulled them out, and that was great. So let's get started on that. First thing I worked on was my prickly owl, and this is a little dimensions kit. Not Dimensions Gold or anything, just a regular little Dimensions kit. And I kind of consider this sort of like a friend's piece because the piece was given to me by Don Frisch, who was one of my first friends through FlossTube when I visited Arizona back in 2019. I hadn't been stitching very long or had my channel for very long at all. But she gave me that as sort of a commemorative being in Arizona piece. And then this year I started it with my other friend, Julie, Stitching at the Cabin, just because she had it and I had it. So, you know, it's like one of those, hey, we both have that chart, let's start it. So that is where I am. And I did, so there's like one main color in these little cactus, and then some scattered stitches of like 3 other colors. So that's why I was working on the scattered stitches, so that when I get those done, I can just do fill in of the main color. So the main color and then like the second color are very similar. You can kind of see it in the one that's completed. But so I did all of these like little other color stitches. That's gonna be really cute. And this is one of those charts that when you get the back stitch in, it is gonna make it live. I usually do back stitch as I go. I don't mind doing back stitch, but I do like to do it as I go. I don't want to leave it as a big chore at the end. Okay, here is one of the charts that you haven't seen for a while, and I just had a whim to pull it out. This is a gold. This is another Dimensions, but this is a gold collection. This is the Wind Moon Fairy, and like all gold collection patterns, it uses a variety of strands of floss and a variety of stitches, whether full cross or half cross usually. And this, the background, there's a lot of half cross with 3 strands. And I had in my head I wanted to get to the top. So I wanted, you know, the main confetti stuff is all in here, but I just wanted to do that. And doing the 3 strand half cross on the 14 count in big blocks is kind of, I don't know, soothing stitching. It's kind of mindless, and so I just wanted to get to the top, and so I did. So the project doesn't look all that exciting yet, but it was exciting for me to get to the top. And I don't know if this is going to be stitched on much more this year. I mean, this definitely isn't something that's on my short list for getting a finish, so I just really, I felt like stitching on it, so that's what I did. Okay. Then I worked on Zinnia, which is my next Bewitching Pixie. I'm doing a bunch of these, all on interesting to me background fabrics from Dove Stitch. So this is Zinnia, and the arch and everything is I'm not stitching that because of the background fabric that I'm putting her on, which is this kind of cool gate and moon. I added the owl from another Bewitching Pixies pattern, which I won't be able to use for the same reason, like it doesn't fit with the background that I'm picking for it, but I thought it would work well on the top of the gate post on this. So that is where I am at with Zinnia. I find that these Bewitching Pixie patterns are kind of interesting when you're stitching them, because it really is just sort of these blocks of colors, and you know, and they, when you're stitching on them, they just kind of look like these weird blocks of colors, and then when you hit some point where all of a sudden it turns into the folds of a dress, and visually, and it's almost like an optical illusion where, you know, it just all of a sudden, like, your brain shifts. I'm not there yet. It's still looking like blocks of color, but you get to a point where you see the whole instead of the parts, and then you see the folds of the dress, which is pretty cool. Okay. I feel I'm flying. This may be a very short video. Okay, I worked on my All Hallows Eve, my Golden Place All Hallows Eve, which I don't think I'm going to work on this for the rest of the year. I think that this is going to go back to sleep until next year's Halloween time stitching. But as I said, I wanted to get the back stitch done on my my little vampire, so that's what I did. So he is complete, so I can put it away without worrying about forgetting some stitching or something on him, as I usually do. I changed a lot of the colors. Basically I just pulled colors on my own, but like I changed his skin to be kind of gray. He was started with regular, you know, skin tone skin, and I thought, well, he's a vampire, he's grayer than that. And then I used a sparkly thread for the inside of his cape and his tie, and I think he's pretty adorable, as vampires go. So this, I mean, it still could come out, you know, I work on whim, as you guys know. Now I have it on here. I forgot to even say anything while I was doing all of my preamble, but I did put up my all holiday tree. I don't know how well you guys can see it in the camera. I talked about this before, that I had this like tree that I was using for like holiday small stitches and stuff. But the problem is that I just don't change seasons. I think about it and I think about it, but you can tell, like, when I had this over there, it had Valentine's stuff on it, and it's just been sitting there with Valentine's stuff on it for, you know, almost a year. So I thought about it, and I'm like, you know, I have all these little stitches that I've done, little smalls, that I turned into sort of ornaments with the intention of putting them on this tree during the season that they fit. And then I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna put the tree up, and I thought it would be kind of cool to put it, at least so it's kind of in your view, and I'm gonna put all of my little smalls on it. It's an all holiday tree, and I don't care if it's Halloween or Thanksgiving or St. Patrick's Day or Valentine's Day. If I wanted to stitch it, and you know, if I wanted to stitch it, then I want it to be seen, and I want to see it. So let me see if I can pull it over closer without dropping everything. Now this, I showed you guys the little turkey that I did a couple weeks ago. I didn't even realize I had already done that turkey. Yeah, I did this like previously. Now this is in like a little glass jar lid, and it's a little bit heavy for the tree, so I kind of have it just propped. But okay, let's see if we can do this without. Okay, so this was actually the very first thing that I all right, you're just gonna have to look at me through the tree. This is the first thing that I ever stitched on Even Weave. It was from the Halloween 2019 Halloween extra of just cross stitch. I have a bunch of diamond painted things on here, and I have a bunch more to do, and so as I do those will go on here. These 2Ks were gifts. Oops. During Flossnica, the first year I did it. And unfortunately, I know one of them is from Jen Stitching with the Waves, and I don't remember who gave me the other one, but they're both adorable. Let's see. This is the Baking Squirrel from Blue Flower. That came out in one of those little cookbook things that's from Market or something. This I did in 2020. This is actually a project that I UFO'd. I just didn't like the way it was coming out, but I had these few butterflies on it that I just cut out and turned into a little ornament. This you just saw. I just did this little cat, and I just did this turkey. I have another diamond painted shamrock right here. This is Made for Each Other. It's a little Halloween Frankie and the Bride that I just thought was adorable. Is that it? That's the squirrel. I feel like I'm missing something. Maybe not. Guess that's it. So yeah, so I have decided to not hold back, and if I do little things, and of course this is making me want to do more little things, then I'm going to hang them on here, and they're going to be on display all year. Oh, avalanche. Okay, hold on, because I just lost. Be content, be kind, and be crafty, and then be my own Valentine's, and oh, my Grogu, my first amigurumi. Well, actually, he wasn't my first; he was my second. My first one was an elephant that's up there, but he's particularly adorable. Okay, and then this turkey. Celine. Alright, we'll put the turkey back when I'm not going to have another avalanche. Okay, sorry about that. A little interlude in the stitching. Okay, so back to the stitching. I pulled out Orange Mood this week, which is a Riolis blackwork kit that I started this year with a viewer who also had it. And it is just, the colors on the black is just really cool. It is not, I don't find it difficult to stitch on 14 count black Aida. I was noticing when I was doing it this week, it did help. I usually, like, I stitch kind of like reclining on my daybed. And sometimes I'll have, like, you know, I'll stitch kind of like propped on my chest. I noticed that it did make it easier when I put a pillow on my tummy that was light color. I have a very light pink pillow. I put it on there, and then it was a lot easier to see the stitches, because you could see the holes. Okay, so I finished this orange, which is regular cross stitching, and then I did basically all of this, all of that. Now, I don't do blackwork correctly at all. Blackwork is supposed to be, you do the pattern and it looks the same on the back as the front. I don't do that. I just do it so that it looks right on the front, and I don't really care what the back looks like. Now, I realized after I started stitching this, I don't know if this is actually like Christmas baubles or if they're just baubles. I don't usually stitch Christmas. I don't celebrate Christmas, but I don't know. To me, this just looks more like orange and a hot toddy and colorful baubles, not necessarily Christmas balls. Okay, I worked on black pearl. Normally I keep all of my mermaids, I just stitch them in the summer, but this one is so close to a finish that I have brought her out to be worked on until she's done, because I think I can get her done. So let's see, I brought this border down and for a while, and then I worked on her tail a little bit. I finished the sort of ribs of the tail, and then I had a little bit extra thread of the right color, so that started the pearl, the word pearl. And I've been thinking about how I'm gonna finish her, because really she looks like a pub sign. And so I'm really thinking that this sort of hanger thing would be perfect for her, even though I do use this a lot. But yeah, so that may be how I do it. And then I was thinking that I might actually, because I got these, they're fake, but they're sand dollars. I might glue sand dollars on the bars of the sign. I don't know, I think that would be cool. Okay, and then last but not least, I think that is an American saying, that last but not least, because I've noticed that my friends that I watch from like Australia or England, they say lucky last instead of last but not least. Is frog bouquet. Which is the companion piece to Frog Dancer that I did last year. And let's see, get my Marie out of the way. So I did all of that, and it still doesn't really look like anything because I don't have her head in yet, but soon. This is fun to work on. This is a Designworks. So, and as you can see, I do the back stitching as I go. And the black is really what just totally makes it pop. And I always pull out Frog Dancer to show you because she's just so cute. So cute. So. That is it. That is all of my stitching for this week. But I think I did a pretty good job of stitching. I don't know. What do you guys think? Okay. I don't have any stash or anything to show you. I did get another December just cross stitch. My subscription renewed, or I renewed my subscription, and I guess it crossed because I got a second copy of this. So I think I'm going to give it to Julie because, you know, she's my exchange, my chart exchange buddy. But there are some cute things in here. I'm sure I showed you guys this before. But this snowman is pretty cute. And there's a kitten and a slipper. So yeah, so that's like all I, you know, stash stuff that I got. Although, I know I was complaining about it earlier in the year, and I guess Cross Stitch was listening to my YouTube channel or something, because they have made a change. And going forward, if you get the subscription, you get both the Christmas ornament edition and the Halloween ornament edition, because I think they finally clued on to the fact that not everybody stitches Christmas. I don't know what they clued on to, but I'm pretty excited about it because I really like that Halloween edition and was really resentful that I had to purchase it at the same time that I got this other edition that I have to give away because there's nothing in it that I will stitch. So yeah, anyway. Okay. Plans. More of the same. Working towards a finish on a lot of stuff that you saw today. And I really feel like doing some crochet, or actually I really think what I'm going to pull out today, because it would be great to get that finished this year too, is my latch hook rug, which I showed you guys a while ago. If I work on it today, then I will definitely, you'll see it next week. I have had that latch hook rug at least 20 years. It's got to be at least 20 years, probably more than that. And it was just sitting folded up in a corner, actually covered with dust, and I tried to wash it and some of it came out, some of it didn't. So once it's done and I can be a little bit rougher with it, I really need to scrub it or trim off the discolored part. But yeah, I mean, I've had it almost finished for so long. I mean, there's like this much left. So I might work on that this week and then I'll show it to you next week. I also feel like hauling out the crocheting, getting some crocheting done. I was gonna actually work on crocheting last night. I had a movie date with my friends. Basically we use the watch party feature of Prime Video, where you can watch a movie together remotely, you know, so you're watching it at the same time in real time. So I did that with my friends, and I was gonna crochet during that, but when it came right down to it, I'm like, you know what, if I'm crocheting, I'm not really watching the movie, and it's a new movie. So we watched The Portable Door, which was pretty good. It apparently is a book series, so of course that makes me wanna read the books, but it was cute, and it was Jim Henson Company, which I love pretty much anything Jim Henson. So yeah, it was a fantasy, you know, fun fantasy type movie, and it was good. And as I said, I was going to crochet during it, but then I ended up not doing anything, because it's like I kind of have to watch the movie, not just listen to the movie, which I do a lot if it's a repeat movie. I'm the kind of person that I read books over and over again. I watch TV shows again, and I watch movies that I like. So when I'm doing that, I can craft very easily because I don't have to pay attention to it. But when it's a brand new movie, I kind of do. So yeah, that is, I think, basically it. As I said, Thursday's Thanksgiving, so I hope you guys, if you're in the US and are celebrating Thanksgiving, I hope you have a really great one. If you are alone or whatever, you know, make it what you can to be something happy for you. You know, it doesn't have to be traditional. As I said, I have like a tiny turkey breast. I want to say a small yam. It's a giant yam. But I got a recipe on how to cook it sliced so that it will cook, because normally I just bake a yam, but this is like giant. I ordered yams from I usually get groceries from Amazon Fresh, and I think I ordered 4 yams, but they did it by weight, and so I ended up getting one normal size yam, which I ate last week for dinner, and then one giant yam, which is too big to really like bake, you know, because it'll be burnt on the outside before it cooks on the inside. But I found a recipe for a scalloped, basically like a scalloped yam. So you do it in slices, and it looks pretty good, and I think that will work. And then I have frozen green beans and almonds to make a green bean almondine, and some stuff to make some cranberry orange relish. And that's all I need, right? Turkey, some gravy, some cranberry, a vegetable, and some yam. I am going to be styling for my one-person Thanksgiving dinner and leftovers. So I'm actually really excited to have those flavors that I like. Erin and Stacy are going to be not having turkey because, well, my brother likes it, but nobody else likes it, so they're having chicken with all of the traditional sides. But I have to say, that's one thing that, you know, being with family was more important than the food, But I have missed having turkey for the last couple years being with them because, you know, I understand what's the point in cooking big turkey when nobody wants it. But I like it. Of course, I like turkey breast and white meat chicken, and they only eat the thighs. So, you know, it is what it is. But I'm looking forward to being online with them and at least just chit-chatting and everything. This past weekend, or this weekend, actually yesterday, I guess, was Reagan's first competition with her new cheer gym. They had a showcase like last weekend or the weekend before, and then yesterday, Erin and Stacy drove 4 hours each way to Indiana to take her to her competition, and the boys were home alone. Which just shows how mature Logan has gotten, because a couple years ago the idea of being home alone was like very freaky for him, but now he's cool, you know, with his, you know, babysitting his little brother for the day. Yeah, they decided, I guess there's a big football game in Indiana this weekend, so there was no like decent hotel rooms or anything, so they just decided it was a one-day competition, so they decided to drive. But it's a long drive for them, so it's 4 hours each way, and then the competition's like 6 hours. So yeah, so I think Stacy drove in the morning, and then Aaron was able to like rest during the day, you know, sleep in the car so that he would be alert enough to drive home that night. So I don't know how they did. I think they did well, but I haven't heard specifically if they won or got medaled or anything like that. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting that time with them on Thursday. I'm looking forward to getting time with you guys on Sunday, and for doing crafty stuff that weekend. So until I see you again, hopefully I will see you again on Sunday in the morning, but then hopefully I'll see you again Sunday afternoon as well, in person, on Zoom. Please remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Carla. Bye-bye, and happy Thanksgiving.